This is Hive Magazine. I'm Danny Baker, and today I am joined with Alex, or at least one of the Alexes from the cab. How are we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good. Very excited to be chatting with you today, given that
Wow.
your album is out tomorrow. First one in a long time.
For you, what? It's 7 hours, 6 hours from now? It's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
so close. I mean,
For me,
I
I'm at 12 hours and I'm like, feel like it's my birthday. So
yeah, for sure. Like, I was lucky enough to have an early listen thanks to your amazing PR, so I have already been lucky to hear it. But the rest of the world gets to hear it so soon. Well, I imagine some have already heard it. Like you say, it'll be about 6 hours away for me. And as I said, Chasing Crowns is the Cab's first album in almost 15 years. How does it feel to know that it's so close?
yeah, it literally, like I said, feels like my birthday. It'll be a huge weight off my shoulders. And then I'll be anxious and nervous. I'm like, I hope people like it. I hope, it's like you feel every feeling all at the same time when you release an album because when you're writing music, you're being vulnerable, you're having fun and everything, but there is a point where it's not yours anymore. You make the music, you push the boat out into the water, and like it becomes its own thing. And you don't know what songs people are gonna like. You don't know how it's gonna. Yeah, so it's really really incredible, and I'm really proud of us and proud of the rest of the guys, but also nervous as hell and curious to see what people like, how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, reception of the singles has been amazing so far, and even just the reception of you guys being back for the first time in so many years, I think it's really, really cool to see. And for you, I can't even imagine how it must be to kind of have that moment of, oh, people are still here, and that must be amazing.
That's that's been the most beautiful part. I mean, the fact that I mean, I've been in communication with our fans over the past 10, 15 years, like I never fell out of touch with them as far as like social media and like, the cab is such a huge part of my life. It's like my heart and soul, right? I started it when I was 14. I've been in the cab longer than I haven't been in the cab. So for me, um, I felt like you just become family with certain fans. And like it was such a special group because obviously, there are bands who play stadiums and play these really big rooms, but there was really something special about cab fans that wasn't because of us or me. It was strictly on them. It's like they really became like a unit, like this family, and I would just watch them pick each other up, and I would see all of these people make new best friends being like at the pit at our shows, and they would hang out without us. Like they wouldn't even like just meet up at the shows. I'd see them do trips together and be like, we found, made my new best friend tonight. And um, we had so many different types of people from different walks of life, and it was just incredibly beautiful. There wasn't any two cab fans that were like the same. It was just really special, really kind-hearted people, um, really strong, hopeful people, and I'm really proud of the fan base, I guess, that we have had the honor of having.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a beautiful little community, and like being a part of it myself, I can absolutely say that. And even in the years when you guys were away, there's been moments where kind of I've dropped like a song into conversation or whatever it may be, and somebody's been like,
Yeah,
"You like them too?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and then it's a whole thing. So for you to kind of watch that and watch that happen because of your music must be amazing. How does it
it's
feel
been
to kind
special.
of
We even had a few. I mean, they're friends now. They're practically family now. But I had a few cab fans, people who started off as cab fans at my wedding, um, because it was like the reason my wife and I met was because cab fans sent my wife our music on Twitter, and she had never heard of us. And so it's like it's just crazy, like the effect, um, I guess, that we've had on each other. Like I don't think fans will ever know how grateful I am for them, and the entire life that I have now is because of them. And yeah, there's just like a deep deep gratitude. I think that's why we put so many songs on the record. I think it's one of the reasons why we came back at all. I think like 20% of coming back was selfishness in a way of, I have a daughter now, I have a wife, and like it's so funny. Like I think I met my wife a few weeks after the last cab show. So my wife had never seen me on stage. We've been together for like 12 years. So this like version of my life and this version of me like being on stage and touring and singing these songs, she sees videos and photos, but she's like, "Who is that guy?" Like that is so insane that like you had this part of your life that I'm just so unfamiliar with and didn't get to experience. So like part of it was I want my daughter to be able to say, she saw her dad, and I want her to be able to experience a cab show. But the other 80%, I just feel like for all the fans who are so patient and so loving and supportive. And, there were a few years where I thought I would never sing again. I got a really bad doctor call on my vocal cords, and the fans were there to pick me up, being like, dude, we're here for you as a human being. And I just 80% of the reason why the cab's back is just for them. It's like they've been asking for us to do this for so long. And if I can bring an ounce of joy to one person on this tour, or one ounce of nostalgia, or happiness, because the world's scary right now and life is hard as it is. And, music kind of is one of the few things that can remedy those feelings. And so to be able to do that and to be a part of that is just really special.
Yeah, for sure. It's such an amazing outlet, and it's, why we all work in this crazy little industry, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
what was it that made you guys just, obviously you've kind of touched on it a little bit, but was there any kind of like moment you can pinpoint where you guys were like, okay, this is the right time? And also, what made you decide to go straight in with an album near enough?
Um, I mean, I don't think it's any like secret. Like the band for a while stopped getting along. It's rough. Like when you start a band when you are 14 years old, like you don't know who you are. Your frontal lobe's not even finished developing. It's like you're literally looking back. Like I remember my, I have like four younger siblings. My youngest brother was 14, and he was like a baby. And I remember looking at him being like, that's how old I was when I started the cab. Like that is scary and insane. The fact that I thought I could do that. Um, so I think you need to take time to find yourself. I think, I mean, when you're young, it's like, especially when you're a bunch like 10 dudes in a tiny van, it's like testosterone's flying through the air. You're fighting over girls. I mean, the egos are crazy. Like it's just like this really weird experience. And I think we all needed kind of a few years to step back from that. And now it's like we come back and we get along so well, like better than ever. I think it's just like all in unison with like gratitude. We're all dads or have like amazing partners and wives. And it's just like for us now, we do it because and also we all do other things with our life, and we have other careers, and like we've all branched out and done things the past 10 years. So for us to be able to do the cab now because we want to, not because we have to, is really special, because it just makes it that much more fun, and we're doing it for the right reasons. And the one part, I think, to go to your question, like the moment where it got really scary was, um, I got a call that Alex Marshall had almost died. So he had undergone a really simple surgery operation procedure. I don't think he'd mind me saying this. Just a deviated septum, something really simple, where it was just helping him breathe better, and it was like cracking, this nose.
Yeah.
And there was a dirty tool used that wasn't cleaned, and he went septic. Um, and so his pretty much blood got poisoned, and he almost died. And I just remember feeling like, oh my God, like we butted heads, but like I love this guy. I love my band. These were my best friends in the world. I would have never forgiven myself if something would have happened to him and we left it at what it was. And so at that point, it was much more of like a phone call to him. Didn't talk for almost a decade. Phone call to him and just no music talk, just dude, how are you? I love you. I'm here for you. Is your family okay? What can I do? And then from there, kind of slowly was like, do you want to have lunch? Sure. Play me some of the songs you've been working on. Like, I want to hear your solo stuff. And like, oh, that's really cool. Like, play me some of yours, and I play some of mine. And it was just like this very like gradual, organic thing. Kind of becoming friends again. I think you can be family and fight. It's like I feel like it's easier to be family than it is to be friends because family's family, and I'll be family with them forever. But to be friends, that's a different step of like camaraderie, joy, like yeah, I mean chemistry. So after that, that's when we started getting back into it, and then it just started being fun again. And it was like, hey, should we try to write a song? Like this might not work. The song might be horrific and sound horrible, but like it'd be fun to just see if we still had it together, type of a thing. Um, it is like a marriage. Like people like it's like being in a band is like dating four other people, at the same time. And so it's like you break up, you yell at each other, things are great, then things go bad. There's trust issues, there's PTSD. It's like it's literally like being in a relationship. But I can say that this is definitely the most fun and easiest it's ever been. I think we're in it for the love of music, for the love of the fans, and the love for each other. I think there's a different level of respect now, that you don't have when you're 14 years old,
Yeah,
barely
for sure.
being a teenager.
Yeah, I think you can definitely see on the album as well. You guys all coming together again. Sorry, I mean the album in itself, of course, is 18 tracks, so you can see that you
Yeah.
guys have put the work in, and after
Yeah.
keeping us
Thank
waiting
you.
all these years, it's all there. But the one thing that I think is great about the cab as well is you can see all of kind of your individual influences on it, and
Mhm.
especially as you said, now that you've all grown up a bit and you've had these experiences and you've not talked for a bit and you're talking a bit again now, and you can see that it's not just all the same throughout the album. There's different
Yeah.
influences. There's like the pop rocky bits. There's some more grungy bits. There's the R&B influence and all of that. Um, what was it like, kind of getting together, creating all of these 18 tracks, and putting together this album?
I mean, I think in my point of view, I think why I think the cab was special in a way was the different influences, like you were saying. Like I thought it was really cool that you know some parts of the song sounded like Rage Against the Machine, other parts sound like NSYNC, and then other parts sound like Fall Out Boy. Like you're kind of getting a bunch of different genres thrown into one, and I think that's what made it fun for me as a writer. Is it was like, oh, we don't have to write the same song every time, and like I don't really listen to bands that sound the same on every like I don't my favorite albums are never the ones where every single it's like 13 of the same song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really, really love artists who, obviously the vocal is going to tie everything together a lot of the time, but I just love when I can listen to an album and be like, oh man, they really like, oh, this song, they were inspired obviously by the Eagles. And the next song, you're like Queen, for example, like Queen's like classic. Like Freddie Mercury had the voice where he could do absolutely anything. And I loved listening to Queen growing up because I was like, dude, this guy just thought he could do funk and do another one bites the dust, and then the next song think he could write a rock opera, and then the next song he could do tie your mother down, which is like a heavy rock song. Like I love that about them. I loved when I listened to Queen that I knew the album was going to be a bunch of different stuff, right? And all of my favorite albums, like whether it's my other favorite artists, like I love Outkast, and I love how Andre 3000 has some songs where he's like literally singing R&B, and then other songs it's drum and bass. He rapping so fast you can barely understand him, but it's a political statement. The next song is rock and roll and guitar. And like I just love artists who you know who they are at their core, and then you let them kind of be free. Um, so that's kind of always been our focus with the cab is, you know, Alex Marshall, his music taste, like I would never listen to what he listens to. But like that's what makes the cab the cab. Like he's just listening to like Coldplay and piano shit. And I'm listening to like deep R&B or like Rage Against the Machine, like ready to run through a brick wall. And then we've got, you know, the hip hop influence. And it's cool. It's cool to be like, what does this album sound like? And you're like, well, if it's, I don't know, this part of the album sounds like Turnstile, but then all of a sudden there's a boy band bridge and then there's a Lauryn Hill melody. And like, I just think that is what makes it fun to make music with the cab, as opposed to other projects that I do. Like, you know, I have a solo project called Bones, and it's a little more it's just a little more like rock. I still have a pop voice, but it's definitely more minor chords and stuff like that, to where the cab can kind of be a chameleon. Um, so it makes it harder to write songs because the options, I guess, are kind of endless musically where you can go. But at the same time, I do think in our career that's been weird for people because I feel like my friend Brian wrote, he sings for a band called the Summer Side. He's one of my best friends. And I love the lyric he has in his song. He's like, I'm what is it? It's like, I'm too pop for the punk kids. I'm too punk for the pop kids.
Yeah.
That is like, that is so real. And I feel like that's the cab in a lot of ways was that where it's like, oh, well, you're too pop punk to maybe get like the Justin Timberlake fans, but you're way too Justin Timberlake for some of the pop punk kids who want it to be really authentic pop, like
Yeah.
East Coast pop punk type of a thing. Like those guys are gonna think that you're sound like a boy band because your voice. And so that's always kind of been our battle. That's what I like about our band, but that for sure has always been the push and pull is like, and I think that's why this album is a lot of, okay, this one's for you, this one's for me, this one's for you, this one's for me, this one's for the fans who like we literally thought about it. Like there are a few songs on the record where I'm like, we need to write a few songs for people who liked Whisper War because some people didn't like that Symphony Soldier was so pop and produced. So like, how can we thank that fan for remaining a fan of our band for so long? Like, let's give them something that's like a little bit more Whisper War, right? And then like, let's give fans something who are fans of the pop side of the cab, a little bit more tongue and cheeky, like. Let's give them something, and then like let's do something for us, and then like so like we were very aware of doing our best to balance and kind of give whoever loved our music something that would feed their appetite for what they loved about our band, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And you can see that, like, there was some songs that I was listening to on there where I was like, that is the most, like, Symphony Soldier song that I, like, if
Yeah.
you was to put, like, Symphony Soldier in modern day, I'm like, so, certain songs I'm like, yes, that is that. And then you can see also the evolution there, and it's very clear throughout the album, but it works. It works so well, and the album flows so well, and like I'm a sucker for any that middle ground of like pop and pop punk and all that. I'm a sucker for anything like that. So,
Mm.
funnily enough, I actually have in my wardrobe over there the Somerset hoodie with that exact line on that you just talked about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
That's so funny. I mean, but it was weird because like the last three songs we wrote for the record were, well, I guess the last three, four would be Locked and Loaded, Back from the Dead, Sweet Kerosene in Every Universe. Before that, we had a lot of great songs. We had like 100 songs and we were trying to choose, and it was so hard. And management's like, guys, it's been 13 years, whatever it is. Like, you have to put this music out. Doesn't matter if you're never going to be happy. And I remember just feeling like, no, there's a part of the Cab's DNA that's like not on this right now. Like, it's not there yet. And I remember I didn't feel like we had an album opener. And then we wrote Locked and Loaded, and I was like, that's the album opener, 100%. That's like Michael Jackson versus or pre-chorus with like a rock chorus for jumping. I'm like, this would be the equivalent to like An Angel with a Shotgun type of song. And then I didn't think we had the big pop song yet, and I was like, fuck, you know, beating my head against a brick wall. And then we wrote Back from the Dead, and I was like, okay, that kind of fixed like that kind of gives the bad like it's weird how you compartmentalize because you are an artist, so you do want to write songs that you love and believe in, but at the same time, you have to be self-aware enough to be like, well, what do people like about the band, and like what do we like about the band, and what do we want to play on stage and stuff like that. And so the last 3 months it really came together, and then I knew that it was done. We're like, all right, we're good to go. But I'm glad I stood my ground. I'm proud of myself to not have released it a year ago or 6 months ago, because it wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's really interesting that you just every song that you just said was some of the last to come together are now the lead singles for the album. So it has worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that to be, frank, it's like you also don't know what the singles are going to be. You kind of play it for your friends and management, and you kind of have gut instincts. But when it comes to singles, it's like it's so hard because you're like, we don't know what people are going to like. You put the music out, and there could be a song on the record that we're not thinking is going to be the favorite that like does this, and we're like, okay, I guess that's a single now. Like you just don't know. I think we just when we release singles for the cab, it's like it's really all about diversity. So I really was like, okay, if we're releasing 4 songs, leading up to the album, I want to release a rock song, I want to release a pop song, I want to release a lyrical song, and I want to release a pop punk song. It's like those were my goals. It's like I just want to show the world that the cab is diverse, and that we'll see which direction people like and people lean into, and like what their favorites are. You just don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, of course, it's going to show a lot more when you take the album out on tour in a month's time. And you're
Yeah.
going to obviously then be able to see in real life everybody's reactions to the song. And how are you feeling about the tour, and what can fans kind of expect on that run?
So we're just so happy to be back. It's so nice that the All Time Low tour, we've got to play 6 or 7 songs. So you can't, you play like a few songs and you're like, oh my God, we're already done. Like we have to walk off stage. Like that's crazy. So this one's exciting because we get to just play music that spans our whole career. So of course we'll play a few new songs, but I would say predominantly it's going to be Symphony Soldier and other stuff, because it's like, man, the fans have been so patient and understanding and kind to us that like we don't want to be the band that comes in and plays like 15 new songs and like 3 old songs. So for us, we're lucky that we get 1 month, which honestly we probably get like a week or two because we have to rehearse. So we're really going to be studying the next like 7 to 10 days on like what songs people react to and like, because those will be the new ones that we play, right? So in our head, of course, like I think there's no way we do the tour without playing Locked and Loaded. Like that song is like written to be played live. So it's like we have that one, but there might be a surprise of a song that jumps out, and there also might be surprises of old songs that we've never played before off Symphony Soldier that we're going to play for the first time. So I think that'll make people really pumped too. So we got some stuff up our sleeve, but we're just excited to get out there and sing with the fans and give them a hug and thank them for all the support over the years.
Yeah, for sure. It all sounds super, super exciting. So, my final question for you today, and this is partially for everybody watching, but I'm going to be real, it's partially for my own selfish reasons too. Is there any
Yeah.
plans to potentially take the tour international? I know you might not be able to say, but
So we have been this close to playing the UK about 6 times, and something always happens. It's the craziest thing. Like the fact that we've never played the UK or South America is mind blowing. When we played Asia, for example, so much. Um, the goal and the dream is to absolutely play. I mean, I I love the UK. I spend months a year in the UK. I think it's some of the best fans in the world. I've watched my friends' bands play shows in the UK, and I'm just jealous that they get to do it and I don't. So that's definitely in the cards. We just have to figure it out. It's always like money or agency dates. It's like it's always so stupid. But um, I wouldn't feel like my life was complete if I didn't take the cab to the UK at some point and perform. So if I do it for anybody, it'll be for you, Danny.
thank you so much. I know we'd all be more than happy to have you here, and I really, really hope that we get there in the near future. But for
Me too.
now, thank you so much for being here with me. It's been lovely getting to chat to you.
Thank you for being so kind and sweet. And I love the Squirtle behind you.
I've
And I
got
love
all
your
the water
hair.
starters there.
I have a Mewtwo tattoo on my ankle. So
Oh, that's amazing.
It was nice talking to you.
It
We'll
was
see you soon, I promise.
great talking to you.